The Venice Neighbourhood Council elections are happening on Sunday. I am here with George Francisco. He will be running for the Vice President of the Neighbourhood Council. George, welcome.
Welcome, Mel. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. I'm running for the office of Vice President of the Venice Neighbourhood Council. I currently sit as a board member on the Venice Neighbourhood Council, where I co-chair both the Public Safety and the Business Committee. I also sit on the Budget and Finance Committee. So in a short 2-year term, I actually feel like I've been able to understand a lot of the dynamics of the Neighborhood Council, how it works and how it works within the system of government and the charter of the City of Los Angeles. As the co-chair of the Public Safety Committee, we were able to help the Abbot-Kinney Triangle create their neighborhood watch. I don't want to take too much credit. You know, it's never your credit as a committee chair when citizens and community members do something, but I certainly feel like I was able to encourage them to get an incredible neighborhood watch together. I was able to, with the help of the LAPD, when they came to request a way to help citizens remember to lock their doors and windows to prevent knock-knock burglaries and thefts that would happen from people having easy access to homes, we created a window clings program with artist Jules Muck, and we were able to hand those out to residents so that they could have a window cling on their glass windows of their doors, reminding them to lock their doors and windows and telling any potential intruders that this home locks its doors and windows. And it's a special guest of it's actually the Green Venice Eye, which Jules Muck is famous for. She paints all the green famous faces around Venice, excuse me. Through the business committee, we were able to help some of the local businesses do things that help the community, such as put in bicycle corrals, and most importantly, we were able to help foster the Venice Free Ride Shuttle through the DOT, and to get themselves to the point where they're actually functioning in Venice. New business. You get in the shuttle, take a ride for free wherever you want within the permit area. It's a growing business. I think it'll really be one of the private business endeavors that really helps the community on a public level, so I'm very proud of all those things. I'm running for the office of Vice President for the simple reason that I also serve as the Vice President of the Venice Chamber of Commerce, and while our bylaws stipulate certain responsibilities for our Vice President, historically a Vice President is sort of the chair of chairs. So we have a very liberal policy in our neighborhood council where if people have an idea to have a committee, they form a committee and we'll let them run with it to see what's going on. A lot of times it's difficult, even for myself, for anybody else that's chairing committees for the first time, to have a real sense of the procedural dynamics, the postings, the operational procedures, and a lot of times, aside from our big committees, committee chairs are left alone. So the idea of taking the responsibility of being the chair of the chairs and being able to help people and to help all the committees, I feel is something that I have the energy, the focus, the experience, and I also think it's a very fitting way for me to serve the neighborhood council. So that's why I'm running for the office of Vice President.
Fantastic. And you do so much in the Venice community. You're a busy guy.
I have been known to to spread myself a little too thin, I guess.
Oh, yeah? Well, what is your favorite community organization in Venice that you're a part of?
Favorite community organization I'm a part of, no question, the Police Advisory Board. It is my favorite organization to be involved in, because you really feel as a citizen there's only so much any of us can do, but on CPAB, there are some really knotty problems that the police have to deal with. We're at a point where policing is changing, and I really feel like it's a great access point to be able to help the police and the community come together to provide more safety on our streets, which truly, can you really enjoy your community if you don't have safe streets and you don't feel secure in your house? I grew up with a lot of police officers in my family, where I grew up in the south side of Chicago, and we have a really great, dedicated police officers in Los Angeles. It's a pleasure to work with them. They're friends of mine, as I know they're friends of yours as well. We have a lot of respect for our cop friends. So that is really my favorite organization to be a part of. And
what about your favorite community activity to do?
Favorite community activity to do? Well, I change the signs on the Venice sign whenever we change the bulbs. That is, without a doubt, my most joyful community activity that I do. We do it for free. We do it through the Team Light Bulb with the Venice Chamber of Commerce. There's a group of us. So at midnights, before the Venice sign changes colors, there's a small group that is out there actually changing the bulbs physically by hand. I'm a little bit afraid of heights, so we actually have a lighting director that often goes up, but if he needs help up there, then I have to just sort of sack up and go up 30 feet on them and help him out with that. But it's wonderful because we just don't think of lights and electric. We don't think of them in a very retro way, but this is such an incredibly antique and retro way. We actually unscrew light bulbs on the sign, so that's hands down my favorite community service to do.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, I mean, the sign is an amazing part of Venice. What is your favorite part of Venice?
Favorite part of Venice? Favorite part of Venice, canals. And I love the canals because a lot of our world is not aspirational anymore. We all have a computer in our pockets that allows us to not use our brains. The canals are still something you can aspire to. And what's really wonderful about the canals is it's a place in Venice where the past, the present, and the future all sort of coexist in harmony. These canals were the second canal development that were privately funded after the original canals that were built by Abbot Kinney and bricked up, I believe, in 1936 when this Venice was deeded to the city of Los Angeles. So these canals existed, and there are still just a handful of the empty lots and bungalows. There are a lot of interesting architectural styles there. There are a lot of fabulous people, but those people in the canals really embody a sense of fun. So it's my favorite place in Venice because it's sort of where the past and the future really coexist happily together.
Yeah. And speaking of coexisting, and the Venice Neighbourhood Council, what do you think they can coexist? Do you think people on the Venice Neighbourhood Council can coexist in the future? That's been something that comes up a lot. People are like, they need to get along on
there's no question that people on the Neighbourhood Council can coexist. It's just a matter of compromise.
Yeah.
And in order to have a compromise, both groups to the compromise have to leave unhappy. You need a willing partner to compromise. So there's no question that as long as people are willing to compromise, you can actually have, harmony on the neighborhood council.
So with that in mind, what are you looking forward to most to being able to do in Venice?
This Friday night, the first ever historic Venice Pride sign lighting. That's Friday night, dance party in the street. It's very meaningful. One, to be the heterosexual person that was just invited to be part of the celebration and to celebrate people's equal rights is really more important. That is really a meaningful thing for Venice to stand for. It's one of the things that Abbot Kinney would have had to stand for. So anytime the Venice sign can be used as a symbol of inclusion, it's always been one of the things that I'd like to see, so that I'm most excited for Friday night, 7 p.m., right at the Venice sign, Windward and Pacific. Everybody come out.